So you're thinking of moving right here to the Heights in Houston, Texas. Well, today's video is a pros and cons video of exactly what it's like to live in the Heights. We're gonna walk you through all the pros and all the cons of living here. That way you can see if it's the right fit for you. So let's get after it right now. So if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living right here in Houston or the Heights, then go ahead and subscribe to our channel, tap that bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to know about everything going on right here in Houston, Texas. My name's Ferris.
I'm Michael Gorman.
And we run the Living in Houston, Texas team, and our team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you that are looking to move to the Houston area. And so if you've got any questions, like we always say, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Houston. Now, we're in the Heights today, and we've already done a vlog on the Heights. And so today's video, I thought would be a good opportunity to sit down and talk to you about the pros and cons of actually living in the Heights. And Mike, who is one of our agents on our team, actually lived here for 4.5 years and still actively sells here. And so we're gonna get some really good insights in today's video into what the Heights is actually like. So you want to tell them a little bit about the vibe of the Heights?
Yeah, so overall, if you're just driving around the Heights, you're going to see it's kind of like a fitness-focused community. You're going to see a lot of people out walking their dogs. It's very pet-friendly around here. And it's just it's kind of like a young professional, like a melting pot of people here. There's definitely like a work hard, play hard vibe. There's tons of awesome bars, restaurants, like just in the middle of these neighborhoods, just because there's no zoning out here. So you'll see $1 million house next to a little bungalow, next to a bungalow that's being used as an insurance office. And so it's just a really cool vibe, completely different, unique, compared to a lot of these residential communities that we're normally in.
What would you say is your favorite aspect of it? Is it convenience? Is it the culture?
Yeah, so you can't beat the location.
Okay.
Out here. Anyone that's been around the Houston area knows that you get used to driving 30 to 45 minutes to just about anywhere you need to go.
Yeah.
You get used to it after a while, especially if you're living out in the Woodlands or Katy, Cypress. But being right here in the Heights, you're legit 5 minutes from every major highway. You're right next to 45, I-10, 610. So you can get in and out of the Houston area really quickly. And a lot of the times, if you're going westbound on I-10, you're usually against traffic. So you can get out to Katy, as long as it's not between 4 and 7 o'clock at night, you can get out to Katy in about 25, 30 minutes pretty easily from here.
Pretty close. Downtown's what, 10, 15 minutes without traffic?
It's about 10, 15 minutes, which is awesome. Like me personally, I live out in Katy now. And so if we're going to an Astros game, it's a whole planned day. Like you got to figure out how you're going to get there, how you're going to get home. If you're here in the Heights, it's literally a 15-minute drive.
Your buddy can hit you up and say, hey, I have an extra ticket.
It's a $10 Uber or Lyft drive.
Yeah.
Someone's got an extra ticket, you can swing by. And it's, being close to downtown, and then just being close to Memorial Park is one of the major parks here. There's a golf course, tons of fields and trails, and as well as like an equestrian center that's right next to it. So you're right there around everything. You can't beat the location out here.
So location's really good, convenient access to the freeways, to downtown. You touched on one thing, you said it's unrestricted. So if people are driving around the Heights, they're gonna see, like you said, a 1930s bungalow next to a brand new construction, ultra modern home, next to maybe a commercial building or apartment complex, next to a yoga studio, next to a juicery, next to a thrift shop, next to an art mural.
Pretty much.
So it's
I think you just summed up one of the roads.
All strung together. So the Heights has come a long way in the past, I would say 10, 15 years, right? It's really been kind of revitalized. The neighborhood's kind of been taken over with culture. People, this is like one of the few bar destinations in Houston too, right? If you want more of that outdoor bar option.
All the bars out here you'll see have like an outdoor, indoor, and a lot of different cooling options to keep you cool. But around the Heights area, it's kind of like a little bit older, matured vibe at the bars. Compared to if you're in Midtown or like around Washington area, that's more of the youngest crowd. This is more like
this isn't like you just got your driver's license.
Exactly. Even a lot of the bars, instead of 21 and up, you'll see 23 and up or 25 and up at some of these bars.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they allowed to do that?
I don't know.
There you
go. They do it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit older vibe, a little bit more professional, but you know, we're at Crisp right now. This is a good example of an outdoor space. It's just an awesome restaurant, wine bar. Pizza's phenomenal, but you can see they got the turfed areas. A lot of these places are pet friendly. Yeah. Really good place for, I think a huge pro is just like, I'm a big college football guy, but having things to do, like if you're watching sporting events, you're into sports, everything here is kind of geared around that. Yeah. So they'll have, you know, the games on the weekends, and these places just get packed.
And this is located, literally, I'm looking at houses across the street. We have houses behind us.
Yeah.
This is right in the middle of a neighborhood, which you'll see in some of the master plan communities. They'll put one in the middle of the huge residential, but this is like literally on a 20th Street here in the Heights. And we have people just surrounded by houses and businesses. It's cool.
What would you say some of the cons of living in the Heights?
So the cons would be that it's very popular.
Okay.
So it can be a pro or con. It's very hip and trendy out here.
Does it get crowded because it's so popular?
We've had a lot of people move out here.
Okay.
It's kind of been the destination because a lot of people want to live closer to downtown. And they don't want to commute to downtown or city center. They're not fine with that 30 to 45 minute commute from other residential
Is it
areas.
like heavy with like traffic crowded, or is it like the restaurants have long waits, the bars are crowded?
There's just a lot. If you go out on a Saturday night, there's gonna be a lot of people out.
Gotcha.
It's hard to find the chill spaces, and then a lot of the streets out here are pretty narrow, and a lot of street parking that's another con.
Yeah, you got to
parking.
Fight for
Parking
your spot.
can be pretty competitive at times. When I lived out here, there were times where I would have to park 3 or 4 blocks away just to find the nearest parking spot and drive out there or walk up to our house.
I think if I saw you, I'd probably just give you the parking spot. But
there may have been a time.
Yeah. So okay. So what are other cons? Because we love the Heights. You lived here. It's no doubt it's one of the coolest neighborhoods in Houston.
Like you said, so like 15 years ago is when it kind of started to explode, and so the prices have exploded with that.
Okay, so that's definitely a con. So affordability. It's still affordable for, you know, renting. You can buy townhomes here that are still in the 350s and up, you know. But single family homes, if you want to raise a family here in the Heights, you want a single family home that's updated or new, you're looking at over $1 million pretty quickly.
In most areas,
If you want to be in a Heights proper.
So most people that are out here, I would say roughly 75% of homes out here are probably townhomes. And so the con of townhomes is you're not going to have a big yard, if a yard at all.
So small lot sizes.
Very small lots. You could end up having no yard at all, which is kind of why you see more people out fitnessly walking their dogs and animals. So you're going to have no yard, and most houses are very small, and then stairs, obviously. If you have a 3-story townhome, the one we featured was lucky enough to have an elevator, and it was a 4-story townhome, but the majority of homes out here are 3 stories, and it is a lot of stairs.
So skinnier, tighter living, maybe you're not getting the same amount of square footage, but the trade-off is, you know, you've got 20 restaurants within a block to choose from, and bars and cool shops, you know, versus, you know, in the suburbs, even in some of these master plan communities that we love. I live in one of them, you live in one of them, but even being in those, you know, you kind of get sick of the 5 to 10 restaurant options that are right there in your strip center, versus here it's like you could eat somewhere new every single day. It's going to be more thought through. a little bit maybe healthier.
Yeah.
Would you say there's healthier options here?
Yeah, and a lot more that you can just walk to.
Yeah.
Make you feel a little better about that extra slice of pizza we just ate.
So a pro, you know, you kind of touched on it being a little crowded, tough to find your spot, but I do feel like the trade-off here though is like you can find your spot. Like you can have your local coffee shop that like you know the barista, they know you. Yeah. It's friendly. You're there at the same time every morning,
and it's majority local owned businesses.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of the
not a chains.
Not a lot of big chains.
So you're going to get a unique experience here versus just, you know, your Starbucks or whatever. Any other cons that people should, like maybe they shouldn't live in the Heights because of this? We touched on affordability. We touched on it, you know, being maybe a little crowded.
Yeah. Not really that I can think of. All in all, the pros outweigh the cons here in the Heights. It's hard to get people to move away from the Heights once they've been here.
Why did you move away from the Heights?
So we moved to the Heights because we had dogs and we needed a yard.
So that's what got y'all out?
For me to have a house with a yard here in the Heights, we were going to be paying at the time at least $800,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
And our budget didn't allow for that. So we went out to Katy and went the residential way and got a ton of square footage, huge lot, and we're very comfortable out there. But I definitely do miss, I try and come out here as often as I can.
Are you coming out here soon?
Yeah, so tomorrow is actually White Linen Night.
So
out here.
That's just one example of like an event going on in the city where everybody comes out dressed in white linen, block party. It's just fun.
It's wild. Yeah, it's family friendly during the daytime, and then late night it gets wild. All the bars, it's like their big night of the year, and so it's always fun.
And it's just in the Heights, right?
Yeah.
It's not in any of the other bar areas.
They do that. They do lights in the Heights around Christmas time, where everyone puts up all their lights, and they shut down streets. Everyone's out, and there's a lot of community features like that they do. And yeah, any chance I get to come out here, I always take it up.
So even though you moved to Katy for the house, you still come here for the culture,
often.
For the restaurants, for the bars, for this. So yeah, I hope this gives them a really good example of, or an idea of what the Heights is like. Any other pros like that we haven't touched on?
We hit on location,
art, food, culture, all of that.
Restaurants.
I would say appreciation.
Fitness.
You know, I just don't see like if you can't afford to buy in the Heights, the location's so phenomenal that, you know, as Houston grows and more people from out of state move here, which is happening, it's probably why you're watching, it's gonna appreciate the prices here. You know, usually you get higher rates of appreciation, you know, in the city, and it kind of works its way out from there. So, and then on the fringes of the Heights too, I would say there's kind of a really good opportunity for appreciation there. You know, as people are buying these homes, renovating them, flipping them, living in them, you know, younger crowds moving in, you know, a generation's leaving, a new one's coming in, those prices are going to go up. So
and you get a lot of people that want to be as close to the Heights as possible, might not want to pay that Heights price.
Yeah.
So they just move as close as possible where they can get a decent deal.
Gotcha. Well, cool. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Anything we need to leave them with, or?
Well, we could have one of these, I think.
Have one of these?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just say if you're thinking of moving to the Heights and you have any questions, we're here for you. We also do leasing. We have a leasing specialist on our team. The Heights is a big leasing area too.
Yeah.
And then if you want to purchase, contact us. Like we always say, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to the Heights. Cheers.
Cheers.